Hi, and thank you for tuning in to Lunch Talk with the Carters. I am your hostess, Star Carter.
And I am your host, Michael Carter.
And we just come to tell you all that it is time to get the show started. What's up, guys? We are back on this beautiful Friday. And as we said, we got a juicy topic for you guys. So how you doing today, Mr. Carter?
Oh, I'm doing great. Doing wonderful.
All right, guys. So I hope you are going to our Facebook page and checking out our shop. If you hadn't had a chance, you can go to Facebook today at facebook.com/lunchtalkshow/shop. All right, guys. So if you did not check out our Monday's episode for Labor Day, I told you all when we come back today on Friday, the topic of discussion would be, how would you feel if your mate blocked you on social media? So that is the topic of discussion. So let me set it up just in case if you did not hear Monday's show. So I was telling you guys that I was looking at divorce court, right? And this girl, she had lost a lot of weight because she gained like 100 pounds during her pregnancy. So she had lost a lot of weight and she kind of got like a fitness guru in it. And she went all the way as far as doing like bodybuilding competitions and stuff. And so she was taking a lot of pictures, you know, really spending a lot of time at the gym. And she was getting a lot of male attention on social media. So her husband, of course, you know, followed her on social media and he was looking at her posts and looking at the comments. And so some of the comments that were made from some of her male followers were, not appropriate for a female that is married. But, and so her husband, you know, commented, you know, back to those people and let them know, okay, she's married, that's inappropriate, you know, blah, blah, blah. And so instead of her, you know, checking the people or putting it out there that she's married on her page, like in her bio or whatever, she blocked him. Yep, that was her solution. She blocked him on all her social media. So all social media that she had, not only Instagram, but whatever else she had, she blocked. That way he could not see the comments to make a comment or anything else. So, babe, what do you feel about blocking your mate on social media? How do you feel about that?
Well, I'm glad I had a few days to think about this thing because when we first brought it up on the last show, you know, I was really, really hyped about the situation, getting into it. So I had a few days to think about it. So I'm going to be as professional as I can on this one, you know, not just going off the deep end. So, well, and what made me think about that is because I myself had to do it one time. Lord. So I did. I had to, you know, I've never been a very big social media, you know, fan, you know, not saying anything bad about social media, but I just never been a social media fan. And, a couple of posts or pics I do put up there, this was like 4 years ago, maybe 5 years ago that, well, probably maybe three, somewhere in that area. But anyway.
I don't know. It was before me.
Yeah. It's about 4 or 5 years ago, I think. I'm taking it that time period.
It was not me.
So, but anyway, just a few pics of whatever I did put on Facebook when I did get on social media. You know, I had a few, you know, opposite sex comments. And they were not appropriate. But at the same time, you know, I handled the situation, you know, let them know, you know, on my Facebook status or whatever, it's in a relationship, all of that, you know, I let the person know. But that wasn't good enough for the girl I was dating at the time. So she got on there and did the Facebook scandal. I mean, she wrote this person out, every person that put something on my page, that she had something to say to let them know that I am her boyfriend, I'm her man, and blah, blah, blah. You know, I tried to talk to her at first, you know, let me handle my situations, you know, because I realized that I am in a relationship, but she continued. So I did the same thing. I blocked her.
What kind of pictures were you posting? Was it just headshots?
No, it was headshots. Even most of the pictures was with the person I was with at the time. You know, so just because people make comments, you know, you got a very attractive man, or Michael, you still looking hot, or something like that, you know, and she really couldn't handle that situation. So she took it upon herself to get on there and make all kind of, just went in on these people. And, you know, I tried to talk to her at first, but that didn't work because it continued. So I blocked her. it was either that or just take my page down altogether. So I chose to block her because after I tried to talk to her, it was no avail. So I was like, okay, to keep all this drama down, just don't let you see anybody's post, even though I'm taking care of the situation.
Okay, so here's the thing, babe. So you just made a valid point. Okay. If it's going to cause a problem in your relationship, you could have just took the page down because, as you said, you wasn't real big on social media, and the times that you did post, it was just a peek here or there.
Yeah, exactly.
So it really wasn't a big deal.
No.
So instead of you just taking the page down, you decided to do B, which was just block her.
Uh-huh.
So why you just didn't take the page down? I mean, it wasn't a big deal to you anyway.
It wasn't, it wasn't, but I was thinking, back on the privacy thing, it is my page and I can't control what people put on there. Mm-hmm. So, and I took care of it. As you can see the comments I made, other people could see the comments I made, let them know I'm in a relationship. Thanks for the compliment or whatever. But, I am with somebody,
So once you made that comment, did those people continue to be disrespectful?
No, it was just others, other people. The same person may not make something, but on another post or a pic, that same person would say.
So why not just block that person? Maybe that person was just a person that just did not have respect for your relationship. Why not just block that person?
Yeah, that was a good point. But I wasn't thinking that way at the time. My thing was privacy. It is my page and I'm taking care of the situation. I'm personally taking care of it. I don't need you to do all this on my page, because I'm not a big fan of the social media drama,
I got you.
So at that time there, that was another, avenue to go. But at that time, and then I started getting the little ego thing, it was like, okay, you don't have to look at these comments. This is my page. Why are you on my page snooping anyway? If that's what you want to do, then I started getting that in my head. So, I wasn't on this mindset I'm on now. So.
Okay. I got you. At least you're being honest, and that's good. That's really good because that's what people out here that's listening to the show, that's what they need to hear, because maybe you guys got an ego too about the social media, and maybe that's why social media may be ruining your relationship because you're not looking at it from every aspect. I mean, because a lot of times, like we tell you guys, social media is just like anything else, as far as you can meet people there. You can hook up with people there. You can date. People meet each other. I mean, me and Mike got back together through Facebook Messenger. I mean, we were messaging each other. So that's how we even reconnected. So it happens. But you have to have respect in your relationship. Just like we said in our previous beginning show when we first started doing Lunch Talk, is social media ruin your relationship? You got to know how far to go with the social media thing, because a lot of people play different personas. That's what I like to say, because a lot of it is false. That's why you got so many catfishes and stuff out here. So you don't know who you actually talking to. I mean, unless you know them personally, you went to school with them, you know them from your hometown. If they somewhere out in Timbuktu and you ain't never seen this person before, I don't advise anybody to defend a stranger over the person that you are with, because they made a comment. Now, if they're being disrespectful and they're not taking in regard that you are in a relationship, like Mike said, his status said that he was in a relationship. Now, this girl that I was talking about that was from the divorce court episode, she did not put, and that was her husband's grief, she did not put that she was in a relationship, that she was even married, not just in a relationship, but that she was married with a child. So that's the reason why she even gained the weight, because she had a baby. And so she gained 100 pounds. So none of her fans knew that. She wasn't posting like, I'm a mommy, I'm a wife. She was just posting like a single person that is starting a fitness business or whatever she's doing, bodybuilding or whatever. She was not portraying herself online as a mom and as a wife. And that was his problem. And so she still wanted to keep that persona, quote unquote, persona up. She wanted to make it be out there in the world to these guys that she was a single lady, that she didn't have a kid, that she didn't have a husband at home. To them, she's a single girl. She's taking pictures, and the things that she's showing, I guess maybe she was taking pictures in bikinis, trying to show off her abs, whatever, whatnot. So she didn't take pictures with her husband. She wasn't taking pictures with her daughter. And that was his problem. So like I was saying about the personas, you can act any way you want to. online. And just like I could take pictures on my page, and if you guys didn't know I was married to Mike, and if I never showed a picture of me and Mike together, who knows? I mean, unless you know me personally and you live in my town and you see us together, you won't know unless I let you know. You know what I'm saying? So that's how social media is.
Yeah,
you know, you can be
right.
anything you want to be. You can,
the greatest show on earth.
Yeah, exactly. Like you said before, it's a circus.
Yep, exactly.
Because you can be anything you want to be. You can have $10 in your wallet, but you can portray online that you got 10 million. You can.
Yes,
I mean, it's easy. It's easy. I see people floss all the time. You could get a stack of $100 bills, take a picture of it, as long as they don't see the ones and they just see the stack. They think that to them, that's a stack of hundreds. But we know it's a stack of ones. you know, it's that type of thing. So I would just tell people, just personally, that if you're in a relationship, especially if you're married and you really love and care about the person that you're with, you have to be mindful. This go back to the mindfulness relationship series that me and Mike said. You have to be mindful of the things that you post, the things that you say, the things that you comment on, that way that it does not look like you are seeking attention from the opposite sex or from someone other than the person that you with, especially going all the way to the extreme of blocking the person that you with. That looks like you got something to hide. That's what it looks like, because I would feel offended. I would, like, personally, I would feel offended if my husband blocked me on social media. Now, I'm not the type that would go, cursing people out on social media. That's just not my thing. I'm not going to go and make comments to whoever made the comment about whatever they commented about. That's not my thing. I would go to Mike and be like, okay, this person, if you took a picture with your abs showing or something like that, to me, it's like you're asking for it, really. I mean, it's like you asking for it. If you're in a relationship, you have no business showing parts of your body that, even though you're not showing your breasts or your genitalia, it's just parts of your body that people find sexy. And you just got to be mindful that you're not putting all that out on display for the world to see, especially if you are in a committed relationship.
Yep. Well, I agree with all that. I agree 100%. But the two situations, the situation that I was in and the situation that you gave about the divorce court, now I feel that her husband had a right to get upset, and she blocked him for, I guess, like my wife said, had something, to me, she got something to hide. Because if she didn't, she wouldn't have blocked. But in my situation, I blocked the person I was with because of the drama finna start. Because I handled my situation. I had in a relationship status on my page, so my situation was covered. Okay, but the situation she gave about on divorce court, that lady had no evidence, no proof that she was in a relationship. It was like she was flaunting out there for a reason that's unknown to her husband that made him feel some type of way. That would make me feel some type of way too. But, now or whenever, if I have a mate that sees I'm handling the situation and you're going to get on there and start all kind of Facebook drama, cursing people out on my page and all of this just because of a comment, I'm going to block you. I don't care who you are. I'm gonna block you. You could be wife, girlfriend, or whoever, because first of all, you're making a fool of yourself in front of, hundreds of thousands of people, whoever on your page. That's my thing. And you're making a fool of me also, cause we're supposed to be adults. You on there doing stuff that teenagers do. If I'm handling a situation, you see the comment I made, you see the comment I made, you see my status, pics of me and you, everything out there. You can't stop people for what they say. Let your mate handle that situation first. And then if that's the case, I'm in a better mindset now that I was back then. I wouldn't block my wife if this person continues, if this person continues, and if she did say something after then, I hope that she'll conduct herself in an adult way, but I wouldn't get upset at that point. Because this person continues, and now my wife's go, okay, I know I got a handsome husband, thanks for the comment, but he is married. Something like that on that level. Hey, that's cool, because the situation didn't get handled and I would block this person. I wouldn't block my maid or whatever. But now if you see that I'm handling the situation and it just gets out of hand, you got to do what you got to do. Married, girlfriend, boyfriend, or whatever, you got to do what you got to do. But the Facebook drama for me, it gets started with comments. You know, I've seen so many different people on Facebook, you know, intervening when their mate get comments. I mean, you can't stop nobody from commenting unless you block that person. You can't stop it. And besides, take it as a compliment. You know, I'm the type of person, I try to keep down confusion. So take it as a compliment at first. But if they start using things that's provocative, you know, provocative language or whatever, then you know it's a little more than just a comment. But if somebody say beautiful pic or you're a beautiful young lady or something like that, hey, you know, to me, I know I got a beautiful wife. So if somebody says that in those words, I'll take it as a compliment. I'll let it ride, and it wouldn't get any bigger than that.
Yeah. I mean, of course, you don't want to. I mean, we all put pictures on social media. Let me just back it up. We all put pictures on social media, hoping that somebody will give it some attention. I mean, come on, let's be real, guys. We don't put it on there because if we didn't want somebody to see it and to make a comment or a like or a share, we wouldn't do it. I mean, come on. So you do want attention on your pics. My thing is make sure that if you are in a relationship and if you care about your relationship, to make sure that you are posting things that would not warrant. Now, if you're a beautiful person, people are going to say, like my husband say, oh, handsome guy or beautiful pic or something like that. You know, something nice, but also not disrespectful.
Yeah,
you know,
respectful.
You're not being disrespectful. So that's okay. I mean, cause if somebody say that on my husband pic and he posts a really nice headshot or even if he's in a nice outfit, as long as he's not showing no more skin than his head up or his arms or legs. I mean, as long as he's not showing torso or anything like that, I'm good. Because to me, I wouldn't go on there and show my stomach and things that are a little bit more intimate on social media, because that's just me. Whether if I was in a relationship or not, it's just not me to show more skin than I feel like is necessary in public, period, not just on social media. But it's a lot of people that do. So if you are in a relationship and you really do care about your relationship, and if social media is a big deal for your relationship, then you might want to really rethink even having a social media page. Which one is more important to you? Because like my husband said, you can't control what people say. You can't control people's comments. You can't even control them if they're going to move from the comment section that everybody sees into the direct message. You know, a lot of people just bypass the comments and go straight to the direct message and be very disrespectful, you know. So you just have to pick and choose your battles, in other words. So if social media is going to cause a problem in your relationship, is it really worth it? Is it worth it? Is it worth people that you don't even know if they're telling you the truth on social media? Because like I said, everybody has a persona. They can be anything they want to be. They can pretend they have a business and don't even have a business. They can pretend that they're this, they can pretend that they're that, and they're not even living that life. So is it worth the people that you know that are real in your life? Is it worth that? And that's something that you had to think about. I mean, for real. Especially if you love that person and you really want a family, if you want to stay with them and you don't want your family to be tore up over social media. Because like I said, that changes all the time. It's a circus. You know, like my husband says, it's the greatest show on earth. So you just got to just pick your battles on that. And if you feel like blocking your mate is the solution, I mean, to me personally, I would think that would cause even more confusion. That's just me, because like I said, one person may look at it as like, okay, I'm handling the situation. I'm just going to block you. So therefore you won't see it. Therefore you won't get upset. And then another person can see it as, well, you have something to hide. Why I can't see what you're doing on social media. So that could be an ongoing argument or ongoing fight over something that really does not matter. Like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, all that stuff. It really does not matter. It does not matter. What matters is your family, who you're sharing your house with, who you're sharing a life with, you know, and the devil can use all kind of ways to come in between our families, guys. So we have to eliminate that. We have to eliminate that because we want to keep our families first in 2018. That's the bottom line. So if you got to get rid of social media in order to keep your marriage together, to keep your family together, then that's what you got to do. You got to put your ego aside and you got to do what you got to do to keep your family together. Period. Point blank.
Well, yeah, I agree with that too. I agree with that. Oh, that's good stuff. That is really good stuff. But just on a different note, a different thought wavelength. To me, social media is not that important, but if you're with your mate and you know your mate, if you're with your mate and they are that uncomfortable about a comment, I mean, I don't know if there's insecurity in your mate or whatever, or you giving them some idea to be insecure or whatever the case may be. But, come on, guys, we're all adults. Okay. I look at it as the situation I was in. I blocked the person I was with because of the fact that they was cutting the monkey on my page. We're adults. Like I say, I'm not finna have that. I'm not going to tolerate that. I'm not on social media much, but I'm not finna have someone with the name bashing and the calling other names and starting arguments just for somebody saying handsome pic or nice pic. If your mate can't handle that, you may need to check your mate because of the fact now, now don't get me wrong. All this, really flamboyant stuff, this really, sexual comments or whatever. Yeah, I would understand. But if somebody say just something simple, and you know what I'm talking about, somebody can say nice pic. If you got a mate that's going to flip out for somebody saying nice pic, pretty pic, beautiful pic, or something simple, I mean, you may need to check that person because, social media is not ruining your relationship in that situation. Your mate has an insecure problem. Your mate doesn't trust you. Your mate, blowing things out of proportion that's not even needed to be. So that's what's ruining your relationship. You need to go deeper. You need to go deeper because that may just be bringing out something that he's or she is insecure about. Or have you given them a reason to be insecure and they jumping the gun just because somebody called you beautiful? Got to think about it. Got to think about it, guys. Check your mate and find out where your mate's coming from because social media can't ruin your relationship if you don't allow it. Something as simple as a comment or a heart or a thumbs up or way to go or whatever the little things everybody uses on Facebook. If that's the problem in your relationship, dig a little deeper because Facebook is just what it is. You can't control it. It's social media. It's out there for everybody. If you got a strong relationship, those little petty things like that wouldn't even come up. It wouldn't matter. So guys, just words, food for thought. Check yourself, check your mate, and don't try to blame social media because it is that. It's social media. I mean, hundreds of thousands of people, millions, I guess. I don't know the numbers, but hey, how can you control that? You can't. Your relationship has to be strong. It gotta be in all incidents, not just social media. It's just that simple. Do you trust your mate when they go out? Somebody can say beautiful or you got a good looking person or whatever. It's all about security. Are you giving this person the secure thoughts they need? Or are you making this person insecure? Let's just dig a little deeper.
Yeah, that's good stuff too, babe, because that's taking it, like you said, on a deeper level. And you got to look at all sides. You just can't look at it in one aspect. You got to look at it on all sides. And that's the reason why we love to have these talks on Lunch Talk with the Carters, because you got to look at it from all perspectives. You really do, because that's being mindful. That's being mindful in a relationship. Like we always say about some of them other topics, you got to get down to the real nitty gritty of it. What's the problem? Like you said, is trust is the problem then, or have you gave them a reason not to trust you? For them to act the way they act about you being on social media. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and in that instance that I was telling you about on divorce court, she wound up cheating on her husband at the end of the show. She cheated on her husband twice.
Now, that's the problem.
Meeting someone on Instagram. She met two guys on Instagram and she had an affair. And her reason for having an affair was because he wasn't giving her attention. And he rather played video games than to spend time with his wife and their daughter. And so therefore, that's why she was spending so much time in the gym. So the blame game.
Oh my goodness.
Went on.
I hate
Nobody
that.
likes to take responsibility, as we said before. The blame game went on. He blamed her for always, being in the gym and not really, acting like a wife. And she blamed him for his hobby of loving to play the video game. And he was like, well, I got a chance to make $250,000 if I win this tournament. And he's like, well, that takes up all your time. You go to work, you get off work, you spend maybe an hour or two with our baby, and you might spend some time with me, and about you're on the game for as long of amount of time that you was at work. So you might be on the game for 8 to 12 hours. You losing a lack of sleep because you own the game. So, and you know, and in her defense, I would say that we do need attention and time, but at the same time, she had no business portraying herself as being a single woman, and she wasn't, or not even having a child on social media. So to me, that was dirty. You know, your actions cannot reflect off somebody else's negative actions. So no, he was wrong for not spending time with his family. He was there in the house, but being there in the house, you can still be alone with somebody and they be there in the house. Being in the same space don't make you be together. There's a lot of people that live in the house that sleep in separate rooms, you know, so being in the same house don't make you together, you know. It could be like we said before, are you in your relationship for the right reasons? Because that just be because you both can't afford not to live together. Yeah. You know, that might be the reason why he hadn't moved out or she hadn't moved out, because together they was able to maybe take care of the bills, and daycare is so expensive to maybe put the child in daycare. So there's a whole lot of different reasons why people stay in relationships, even though they clearly had moved on. She moved on. She met 2 guys on Instagram.
See, but man,
she was living a single life. She done blocked the husband and everything. She wasn't emotionally there anymore.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. But man, I hate that when people say that the reason why I stepped out is because of what you did. I did this or you did that. Oh man, that's my pet peeve. Oh boy, I hate that. This is a totally different show, guys, but I just want to put it out there for what my wife said about this divorce court crap. But totally different show. Just let me say this. Man, no one can make you something you're not. Nope. I don't care what they do. The first thing is it's a difference between females and males, and I'm gonna get on both of them. A female, I'm not getting enough attention. That's why I stepped out. Bull crap, guys. That's a bunch of crap. I can't make you a cheater if you're not a cheater. A man, I'm not getting enough loving at home. Bull crap. That's why you stepped out. Bull crap. That's a bunch of crap. That's something that was in your mind you wanted to do, and you was looking for an excuse, people. Let's be real. But anyway, that's another show. I just had to get that out there where I'm not getting enough attention makes you cheat. Bull. That's just a bunch of bull. I'm sorry. Bull. But anyway, yeah. Back on this. Back on this.
Well, I mean, honestly, that's a good subject to talk about again, because people do things and they do have the blame game. Like I said, the blame game is the reason why a lot of people are in the rut that they're in. You know, because nobody wants to take responsibility. Just because what somebody else do to you does not warrant you doing something to revenge or to get back at them. I mean, that doesn't make it, that don't make it right. And that doesn't make it better. That doesn't make it okay. You know, just because somebody else did something, okay, well, that's the reason for me doing so. I feel you when you say that, because people do what they want to do, not because of what somebody made them do. That's just the excuse.
Oh boy, that bakes my cookies.
That's just an excuse.
When people say that, yes. Oh,
that's all it is. That's just an excuse, because you want to play the victim. At the end of the day, you want the victim card. You want to be like, well, he didn't give me what I needed, so I did this. So that's the victim. That's playing the victim card. And he could be the same way. Well, she was not here at the house. She was at the gym, so why not play the game? I mean, you could keep pointing the finger back and forth until your fingers fall off. I mean, everybody's going to have their story. But one thing is, you have a story, I can have a story, but in the middle of all that story is the truth. And the truth is, neither one of you really cared enough to worry about the relationship. You didn't care enough to, just because you lost weight, that might have changed something in your personality, because now you're getting attention that you probably didn't get when you was 100 pounds overweight. Not saying that being overweight isn't beautiful, because I got some extra baggage too, but you know, when your self-esteem changes. And I've heard a lot of people say when they lose weight, a lot of people lost their relationship, because whoever it was that lost the weight, they start feeling more better about themselves. So they were doing things that they probably wouldn't do before. You know, you posted more, I would say raunchy or sexy pictures. You know, you putting that on the base because you're proud of your body. So you want to show your body off. Because you're proud of your accomplishment. But you still have to think about the person that you have. are they people in your life that you still love, that you still want to be with? Because there's nothing wrong with building yourself up. There's nothing wrong with growth, but you want that person to grow and build up with you. You don't want to leave them behind. You know, that's what we were saying about, in our other relationship, you know, about growing and moving forward. You don't want to leave the person that you love behind. So if I'm losing 100 pounds and if I see my husband is 100 pounds overweight, why we can't do the thing together? Why we can't improve our health together? You know, stuff like that. You don't want to make something positive a negative just in your actions. And it seemed like to me, she got an ego. So it was probably like an ego problem with her. Eventually she got an ego about it. You know, I can get any man I want. The guys start commenting. They start liking the post. They start doing this and doing that. So she started getting an ego about herself. She's like, okay, if my husband don't want to pay me no attention, I get a whole bunch of attention on Instagram. You know, you can just imagine what she was thinking, because she's seeing all these guys who got their tongues hanging out, slobbering at the mouth over her. And her husband is like, whatever, I'm used to you. I know your drawers stink. So I'm over here playing the game. You know, I know all your flaws. I know what's going on with you, but these guys don't know that. All they see is the beautiful picture. They don't know you have an attitude. They don't know you like you curse like a sailor. They don't know that you act up. They don't know all this. They just know that persona. Like I said, that Instagram and that Facebook and Twitter persona. They don't know the real you.
Well, on my thing, they will. Because on my end, they can have you. If all the outside attention is what you want and the attention I give is not enough, guess what? I'll make that decision for you. I'll holler at you. See you. You know, because if that's what you want, social media, those guys, like you were saying, perfect point. They don't know you. They're after one thing. They after what you're displaying. Mm-hmm. I got you for better or for worse. I'm talking about for the display and everything else and in between. Those guys are looking at one thing, and I can't understand why they don't see that. You posted a beautiful picture, you know, showing off your accomplishment. Huh? That's a good thing. Yeah, you're showing off your accomplishment. But what are those guys seeing? What are they seeing? Are they seeing your mental thought? Are they seeing your mental capability? Are they seeing your attitude? What are they seeing? They are seeing what you are advertising. Mm-hmm. And if that's what floats your boat, wife, girlfriend, or whoever, I'll make that decision for you. Guess what? You can have that. And I'll go on about my business.
I agree. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this show today. It was a real juicy topic. We done went over 30 minutes, babe. Very juicy topic. But I mean, we probably could keep on going for another 30 minutes because this is this is our third social media topic.
That lets you know social media will screw you up if you let it.
But like you said, it's not, you got to go a little deeper.
Yeah, it got to go deeper than social media.
Yeah, social media itself is just a tool.
Just a tool.
So you're using social media inappropriately. That's what's causing the problem in your relationship. So guys, if you really like this topic and if you want to make a comment, please hit us up at lunchtalkshow@gmail.com. You can put social media talk in the subject line. We would love to hear from you guys. And also, you can always check us out on Radio Public, because Radio Public is the app that financially supports the show. We really appreciate it when you do listen to us on Radio Public. Also, you can listen to us on Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, and a whole list of other ones, iHeartRadio. We really do appreciate all your love. Make sure you go to our shop on Facebook, facebook.com/lunchtalkshow/shop. So baby, you got anything else that you want to say before I end the show, before it gets to 35 minutes?
Oh, nah, that's about it, hon.
All right, guys. So thank you as always for tuning in to Lunch Talk with the Carters. And I really think, Mike, that we ought to talk about that. You know, we hit it on responsibility when we did the mindfulness series, but maybe we need to talk about people using excuses to do things that they know is not right. Because you hit on a really good point. You know, when you said that people, you know, you do what you want to do, but people use things as excuses to do what they want to do in relationships. So when we come back on Monday, guys, we might just talk on that a little bit. All right, guys. So I hope you have a wonderful and safe weekend. We love you guys. And as always, peace. Guys.